Howdy, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, then hi, I'm Taylor. Nice to meet you. I'm going to be diving into step 1 of my 3-step process on how to lose 20 pounds and keep it off, but most importantly, do it without hating your life and actually eating whatever you want, like ice cream and pizza, and just be a normal person while doing it, okay? So if you haven't watched the intro video, essentially on introducing the 3 steps, I highly recommend going back and watching that, and so I'll link that somehow here for you. And then right now is going to be step 1 of the process, and so even if you don't watch the rest of it, you can still technically start here and then just keep it pushing on the next ones. This method is the only way to really make fitness a lifestyle for you. And so I want to make it abundantly clear. This is all about finding your happy medium, not somebody else's. And so just because I work out 4 days a week doesn't mean that you should work out 4 days a week. Keep in mind, this is literally my entire life. I am a fitness coach and I have been doing this for 13 years now. And so working out is very much a part of my lifestyle, but this is how I go about helping my clients pick the number of days that will work for them and something that they can easily stick to for the rest of their life. The biggest issue that I see is that people are overshooting and relying on motivation and start out really, really strong, and then 2 weeks later they're burnt out or life happens, they throw in the towel and they go from working out 5 days a week to 0 days a week, and then keep telling themselves they're going to wait for life to get less busy or start over Monday, and they set themselves up from failure straight from the get. And so that's why you're not successful. You were never set up to win. And so this is going to show you how to set yourself up to win straight from the get. Consistency is going to be intensity every single time. We don't need to go hard or hustle or work out 5 days a week. Once again, the max you should be working out is 4 days a week. And that's if you're someone like me who doesn't have kids and is super disciplined and already have been doing this for a while. Most of my clients only work out 2 days a week or 3 days a week. And so I would recommend starting with either 2 days a week or 3 days a week, and just pick one and stick to it. Don't go into it thinking, oh, I'm just going to start with 2 and then work up to 3. Like, no, take a real honest look at your schedule and pick a number. If you are a busy mom who is working full time, going to school, doing the most, then we probably should just do 2 days a week. And you can also just work out at home. You do not need a gym membership in order to see results, and going to the gym takes time. Even if you have a gym close by, that's going to be 30 minutes of driving there and back, and that could have been your entire workout. And so really take a look at your schedule, do a time audit if you haven't done so already, and just pick a number that you can easily stick to for the next year. Not 75 hard, not a 30-day challenge. You need to make this a lifestyle in order to lose the weight, but also to keep it off and to just be healthy. Like, if your only goal is to look good, like, cool, but what about like longevity and being able to keep up with those kids and being healthy and fighting off chronic diseases and illnesses? Like, let's also focus on that. And so even just 2 to 3 days a week can help you not fall into one of those categories, okay? Step 1 of the process is picking a number of workouts that you can do for the rest of your life. But also, if you're going to be dieting, then we're going to be basing your calorie goal and your protein goal based off of your number of workouts. And so if you pick a number and then change it, then now your calorie goal will need to change too, because it's going to be different if you're working out 2 days a week versus 4 days a week. But also, this means it doesn't really matter what number you pick, because your calories are going to be calculated based on your number of workouts per week. And so your results are going to be the same regardless, because it's based off of this number. And so this is really, really important. If you aren't getting it by now, I want to make it abundantly clear. We are picking a number and we are sticking to it, because if we keep your workouts consistent, it'll be really easy to know if we need to adjust your calories accordingly versus having all these outside variables. If you're working out a different number every single week and eating a different amount of food every single week, it's going to be really hard to determine what is working and what's not working. But if your activity level is the same and consistent, it makes it really simple to just adjust your calories accordingly. So we kind of went over like going over your schedule and your specific needs and your lifestyle and your preferences, because we do not all have the same 24 hours in a day. And so I want you to take this serious and pick a number that you can stick to. We are picking 2, we are picking 3, or we are picking 4. I would stay away from one. It's not, it's really hard to even stay motivated when you're even doing one. But if you do two, then you can schedule it into your week so that you can do it either on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, if that's all that your, schedule permits. Or we could do something like Tuesday and Thursday where you pencil it in like an appointment or like the kids' soccer practice and make sure that you get it done. And if something does happen to come up, you can easily roll it over. But I really recommend like penciling it in, scheduling it in for Tuesdays and Thursdays or Saturday, Sunday if you're going to do 2 days a week. And then if you're going to do 3 days a week, penciling it in for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so spacing it out helps you stay, in momentum and in routine and keep it consistent. And then if you're going to do 4 days a week, I like doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That way we have a midweek rest day and then the weekends for rest too. And so pick a number now, write it down, make it plain, and then we'll dive into how to set up your workouts. So we're going to throw out the cardio. And I know that you're going to be scared and you're nervous thinking that you need to either go out on a run or have a treadmill or have a gym membership and that you need to be killing yourself on the cardio. I actually am going to say the opposite. I don't really believe in having a step goal. I don't believe that 10,000 steps is necessary at all. I do not get 10,000 steps in a day and I do not do any cardio. So we are going to focus on strength training. And the reason being is that this helps you balance out your hormones, but also boost your metabolism. And so calories burned on your Apple Watch is not really important at all. Like I do not wear an Apple Watch. I do not care about how many calories that I burn. And when you're doing cardio, it's like you're only really burning calories in that moment. Whereas if you're doing strength training, then your metabolism is burning calories all day long, even at rest. Even on your rest days, on the weekends, when you're not working out, your body's going to be burning fat. And so that's why we want to focus on strength training, because it is just overall more efficient and it is going to actually help you burn fat faster. And I don't want to dive into that today because I can talk about that for 30 minutes, but I just want you to know that we are focusing only on strength training. There is no cardio involved, and I'm going to show you how to structure your workouts based on the number of days that you pick. So if you can work out 2 days a week, then I would start with 2 full body days. You could also do 1 upper body and 1 lower body day, but I would start with 2 full body days for this example. And I also want to give a disclaimer. I'm going to give you one example based on the number of days that you want to work out. There's obviously a number of ways that you can set this up. I'm just trying to get you started and make this very simple for you. And so if you can work out 2 days a week, we're going to start with 2 full body days. And I'm going to pop up the different exercises and show you exactly how to structure it and how to pick each exercise from the correct category. So if you're going to be doing 2 days a week, 2 full body days, workout number 1, day 1, you're going to pick 1 exercise from the glute and hamstrings category. So you can pick squat, hip thrust, glute bridge, deadlift, RDL, step ups, Bulgarian split squats, hamstring curls, abduction machine, or kickbacks. You can also just Google any of these exercises and it'll give you a home version or a gym version, depending on whether you're going to be at the gym or at home. And then you pick just 1 from that category. So you'll see that I wrote out, pick 1 from each of the categories given. So 1 from glute and hamstrings, 1 exercise from quads category, 1 exercise from the chest category, 1 exercise from shoulders/delts category, 1 from the triceps category, and 1 from the abs. And so you can write those out and have that handy for day 1. And then day 2, you're going to notice that it's still full body, but we're picking from different muscle groups. And so we're going to do 1 from glute and hamstrings again, 1 from quads, and then this time we're going to do 1 from back, 1 from shoulders and delts, 1 from the biceps category, and then 1 from calves. And so this got 1 from each of the different categories, and so that you're hitting each of the muscle groups adequately within the time allotted of having the 2 days a week. And so once again, you can do these at home or you can do these at a gym. Just put them into Google and you can see how to perform those exercises. Then if you're going to do 3 days a week, I would still stick with 3 full body days. But you're going to notice that since we have a third day, we're going to be able to, have some different muscle groups in there more frequently because we have an extra day. And so you will go through and pick one from each of the categories and so on for each of the 3 days. And then when it goes to 4 days a week, this is where you could still technically do 4 full body days, but the way I structured it here for you is going to be 2 lower body days, 2 upper body days. And so from this one, you'll see on day 1, it's saying to pick 3 from the glute and hamstring category, 2 from the quads category, 1 from the calves category. And then day 2, you pick 1 from back, 1 from chest, 1 from biceps, 1 from triceps, 1 from shoulders and delts, 1 from abs. And then you'll see that it essentially repeats again for day 3 and then day 4. So that you're doing 2 lower body, 2 upper body, and have that ready for you. And we do want to focus on progressive overload over time, but we don't need to be switching up our workouts all that often. I would recommend following the same workout template for at least a month, maybe even 2 months or 3 months if you're seeing really good progress with it, and just making sure that you're challenging yourself over time. So starting out month 1 with doing, maybe 3 sets of 10 repetitions and really just focusing on 3 sets of 10 every time you do it for at least a month straight. And so this means that you'll do 10 of each exercise 3 times for 3 rounds total, and then you move on to the next exercise down your list and so on until you complete all of the exercises for that day. And so sets really just means rounds, and reps or repetitions is how many that you should be doing each round before you move on to the next exercise, if you're unfamiliar with the terms. So yeah, the main thing is just going to be challenging yourself over time. And so even though we're doing, the same 10 reps every single time, as you progress, try to, pick up heavier weights if you can, doing it with better form, things like that, just so that you are challenging yourself over time. I promise that your muscles don't need, you to shock your muscles and do a different workout every single time. You're going to see much better progress when you really just prioritize the basics and focusing on progressive overload and challenging yourself over time. And then after you stick to that, then you can up it to 3 sets of 12 repetitions. And so now you're doing more reps than you were doing before. And so I always recommend increasing either in the weight that you're using, or you can keep the weight the same and increase the amount of reps that you're doing. And that is a great place to start with structuring your workouts on your own. Obviously, I recommend hiring a coach or following a progressive overload program if possible. But I just wanted to show you this so that you don't need a fancy app or a coaching program. You can just do it on your own and learn how to set this up so that you can get started today. Like I said, this is a very brief overview. I obviously wanted to just make this as quick and efficient for you as possible so that you could get started, but there's tons of more info on this that I'll go over at a different time. But first things first, picking the number of days that you can work out every single week, writing down your workout program that you're going to be doing based on the number of days that you selected. Then we're going to be going into step 2, which is calculating how many calories that you need to be eating in order to see results from these workouts. Because if we're just doing the workouts, we don't really know how much we're eating. I can't guarantee results. But if you're hitting your workouts and we consistently and we calculate your calorie goal and your protein goal, then I can guarantee that you will see some results, okay? So you have your homework. Pick your number, write out your workout program, and then watch the next video on how to calculate your calorie goal based off of these workouts, but most importantly, your height, your weight, your age, making sure that we're going to be seeing results based off of your body's needs, not Susie's down the street, okay? If you have any other questions while you're putting this together, please drop it in the comment below. I will get back to you, or you can shoot me a message on Instagram and I'd be happy to answer any specific questions that you have while going through these templates. But I hope that it was easy for you to follow through and get started. So love you always. Catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.